Babu kwa sababu alikuwa ana execute point by point. Na unajua Babu is an orator, so ameshasema yangu yote. Mimi ni mwalimu by profession, by training. I am a teacher who is supposed to be teaching secondary school, chemistry and biology. But I never taught much because I found myself in the media. Teachers, I think time has come for us to stop being rubber stamp for the political class. You have for so long become the rubber stamp. For me to be elected in Githunguri, the returning officer is always a teacher. A teacher queues and stays in the polling stations for 3 nights for me to be confirmed as a member of parliament. Alafu mushahara ikifika kulipwa, I am paid 10 times the same teacher who signed my returning officer certificate at the polling station. Ni ufala si ufala? Ufala si ufala? I think we need to call it as it is. I am sorry if I offend you, but please allow me to tell you this. Teachers are supposed to be accommodated not only in classes, but in every other sector of the government. Please allow me to explain. A teacher is not trained to just be in the walls of the classroom. A teacher is supposed to be accommodated anywhere there is some training to be done. If you go to the ministry, for example, of communication, you will get somebody called head of security. That head of security most of the time is a retired army officer or a DOD officer or a police officer who retired and absorbed in the ministry to head security department. But when you go to the same ministry, Department of Training, Monitoring and Evaluation, you will never find a teacher. The teachers are never accommodated in those departments. You will find a field officer who was promoted, a marketer who was promoted to get to those training positions. Yet, you are the teachers who are trained to train. So you need to start asking the people who are campaigning to become president in this country, where is the space of a teacher in the Ministry of Planning? Where is the position and the space of a teacher in the Ministry of Agriculture? It cannot be that you're trained to teach agriculture, but in the Ministry of Agriculture, the Department of Training and Monitoring and Evaluation is not headed by a teacher by profession. What is your agriculture for? Am I speaking? Am I speaking? So, nyinyi kwa sababu ndio mnakuwa facilitators wetu wakati tunachaguliwa. You have to put your foot down. What is the space of a teacher in the next government that is being formed? Are you going to be perpetually in the street, striking to ask for increment in your salaries? The other day I was on television campaigning around issues of hardship allowances. I'm sure you know that the Parliament of Kenya has absorbed a report that is actually recommending scrapping away all the hardship allowances for teachers. Are you aware? Yes. And that report was stapled by the Cabinet Secretary, Chief Cabinet Secretary, Musalia Mudavadi. It was presented in the National Assembly of Kenya. And I was seated there tukiwa na Mheshimiwa Oudo ambaye ako hapa. And we told them, although we were the minority then in the House, you cannot take away the hardship allowance for teachers, yet you know that Alliance boy who qualified from Turkana is mentored and made by a teacher who has persevered the hardship in Turkana for that boy to join Alliance High School. You cannot scrap hardship allowance for a teacher who is in Lamu, who is perpetually fighting with bandits to make a girl that is in Sarehe Girls High School. And then you want to scrap their allowances, the hardship allowances. Now that report is pending approval in the National Assembly. As usual, if you don't get numbers in the National Assembly, that report is going to pass. You may not be the person receiving the hardship allowance right now because maybe you work in Nairobi. But let me tell you, your colleagues are going to suffer if that allowance is scrapped. I want to ask for your support. Will you support those of us who are supporting you? Will you stand with us in the National Assembly? Asanteni sana. I want to commend you for this event. My senior and my brother, Senator Edwin Sifuna. What you have done is to dignify the teachers of Nairobi. May you be dignified in future by the same teachers. Can I hear amen? Because he has dignified you. Look at your tables. You look like real teachers. Look at the setup. Because Sifuna, Senator, has dignified you. The day he would want your support to be dignified, will you come through for Senator Sifuna? Ya mwisho. Happy World Teachers Day. Even on the days when you feel unseen, know this from Gathoni Wamuchomba Madhe. The impact of your work lasts far beyond the bell. It is shaping our future. Happy Teachers Day. Thank you.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Gathoni. Thank you for joining us. Anauliza swali hapa. Ati anataka kuwapiga kitu. Wachana na wale wako Kasarani. Yeye anasema yake. Sawa?
Niwapige jeki? Unajua mimi ni mwalimu ambaye Mungu alinifanikia tu nikaenda kwa media nikajipata nimeinuliwa. Kwa hivyo leo nataka niongeze hiyo kiti yenyu nitaongeza 1,200.
Asante sana Mwesh. Hata mimi karibu nisahau ndio imefanya nirudi hapa. Mimi pia wacha ni coordinate niwaongeze 300,000 Kenya shillings. Alafu
Aya, mnasemaje? Asante, si ndio? Asante. Kuna mtu tulikuwa tumepea kazi ya welfare officer, si ndio? Mnajua vile sisi we are very organized na tumesema we will dignify you. Kuna vitu hatutafanya. So, ule welfare officer